invitation. It's all on the line tonight. Kansas State and 14th-ranked Missouri. Now.
Washington, the sophomore from Raymore, Missouri. They dump it off right away. On the completion, it's out, and it's complete. Andrew Jones, the true freshman tight end. Cheatham put him down, but Chase Daniel, and so often we talk about the numbers that he's put up overall, but his improvement as well. And this is a guy that finished in the top 5 among Heisman candidates last year. Last year, he had 68% of his passes. This year, at 77%. That's the 4th largest increase in college football. On the play fake with Washington, he's got time, and he's going for the bundle. He's got Maclin, but it's underthrown and intercepted. Picked off. Coming up with it, Blair Irvin. So it hung up. He took a shot at the end of the play. Irvin, the junior from Patterson, Louisiana, with the pick.
Yeah, a little cool night here. The air is kind of heavy. I've noticed on a couple of the kicks here this evening, but the ball's not traveling as well, and it may be affecting the passing game as well. Chase Daniel throws the ball down the field, trying to get it deep to a receiver, but the ball does hang up a little bit, Joe. Good job there by Irvin getting the football at the highest point. Good turnover there for Kansas State to get things going, trying to get the Jeremy Maclin behind him. Ball a little bit underthrown.
The K-State second chance opportunity. They'll start at their own 24. 2 minutes into the game, and already 2 possessions for the Wildcats. Brock Christopher. They defended well off the edge. Should have been, and it's dropped. Deflected and almost intercepted. Bridges had the shot at it. It was deflected, though, by Witherspoon. It was just too hot. You talked about the arm strength of Josh Freeman. It paid off that time.
Oh, no doubt about that. You take the quarterback, and he's standing back there forever, Joel. There's no pressure on the quarterback. Plenty of time to throw it. He's just surveying the defense. But look at the defenders there for the Tigers. You said Witherspoon definitely got his hands on the football and should have been picked off in the secondary by Bridges. That's one that got away from Missouri.
So the Missouri defense gave up 31 points last week on the road at Baylor. A lot of attention focused on that group. Little quick pop off the hands of the running back Brown. Incomplete. And now a 3rd and long once again for Josh Freeman of the K-State offense. And this is a K-State offense that can move the football, can score points.
This is Josh Freeman. You see his arm strength and what he does with pressure in front. Just kind of gets it there in a hurry. Good strong arm hits him right in the helmet.
Almost stuck at his ear hole. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 24. Big story today, and I know Mike Goldberg, DeMarco Farr were talking about it. Penn State losing. Freeman blocking assignment, checking off at the line. Movement on the left side. Looked like the left tackle lifted up. Alisana.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 78.
From the 19, where it's 3rd and 15. Look out, there's Christopher. He got away from him, but can't get away from the second man. And going down, the sack belongs to Baston. But give, and not Christopher actually, off the edge. Shulock really slowed it up. He almost got a half a sack out of it.
Yeah, we might have a face mask penalty, though.
Face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
All the way out to the 34. Freeman, design roll. The out is available. The grab is made over on the far side by Deion Murphy, the junior from Houston, in front of Carl Geddes. Going to be 2nd and short. Design run. Josh Freeman. And he's got more rushing touchdowns than any quarterback in the nation. That time, he only needed a couple. He got 4.
And his rushing numbers over the last couple of seasons that he's played, this being his 3rd year for the Wildcats, first couple of years, you can see the numbers there, 2006 and 2007 in the minus yards, but this year, 313 yards. So he's changed his game. He stepped it up running the football. I think he's more confident back there in his decision-making of running the ball spontaneously. He's done a great job with that this season.
That is a surprising stat when you consider he's their leading rusher on the team. On the delay, Brown into the secondary, and he's got a first down. Cracking it inside the 44. St. Louis area native Mizzou did look at him. He ended up at Kansas State, of course, and now trying to alter his direction. Not going to be able to hide like a little running back. So he's out of Hazelwood, St. Louis suburb, Hazelwood West High School. He had 3 TDs last week, do you think when we talk about Ron Prince, do you think Kansas was maybe the one area that killed him more than anything else? 52-21 last week and 3 consecutive losses to Kansas.
Well, that certainly is one of the things that played in the decision there for the administration to make a change. And I think that, Ron Prince even told us, he says, hey, we lost to Kansas 3 times. And in his own words, that's unacceptable.
It's a 2nd and long. And Freeman on the play fake. Pressure came, and it almost was intercepted again. There's a flag on the play. It was a tough one if it was going to be grabbed by Jackson, a freshman out of Mansfield, Texas.
Defense number 13. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
It's on quarterback Josh Freeman. Freeman wanted to dump it for Brown. That was not going to set up anyway, and it's a break that they've had some passes that were up for grabs. It falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Freeman has started the game 2 for 5. And weaving his way outside on his first carry of the night. Jackson pulling down, and actually it was the 2nd one for Freeman. But you see his mobility for a guy that size to begin with. Big 3rd down early. 3rd and about 5. Little pitch. Brown's got room on the edge and is tripped up and on his way down, and that time it was Christopher.
Great job by the middle linebacker, scraping from the middle of the field to the outside, taking an inside-out leverage on the running back. Watch Brock Christopher run right this lane, right down the alley right there, and get inside out. Grab him by the ankles, wait till your troops come and make that play. Good job, good angle run by Christopher.
Field goal try coming up for Brooks Rossman.
Number 16
is a senior from San Diego. 7 of 10 this year. Well within his range. It'll be a 43-yard attempt with the wind at his back. And it's going to be a fake. The holder, Purvis, trying to pick up the first down. And will he get there? No. Just a yard shy. So Tony Purvis, the holder, the junior from McCook, Nebraska, almost made it.
Almost, but not quite. Just almost got there. And you say, why do you do that? You got a chance to put 3 points on the board? Well, why not? You come in here, you're an underdog, you're not expected to win this football game. You got a chance, make a play. Just doesn't get there all the way. Good job recognizing by the Missouri kick coverage team and turn them away.
Missouri gets the stop after a couple of costly penalties. They'll have it when we return. Now Chase Daniel going to get it going today. Washington, big hole up the middle. And Derek's got a first down. That's over the 2nd of the game for the Tigers. He's out to the 29-yard line, brought down by Courtney Herndon, the strong safety.
As a sophomore running back, he's done a nice job here for this football team this season. I like what he's able to bring them in the run game and kind of a change-up to this fastball offense that they run, throwing the football all around. But Derek Washington is a complimentary running back, and he's done a nice job here running the football for him.
He goes out. Jimmy Jackson comes in. Man, quick screen. Maclin in the open field. He's got a first down. And if he gets a little seal on the boundary from the block downfield, and I think it was Jimmy Jackson, he's got a touchdown.
Well, I was talking to Emily Jones before the game about this particular play, and it's a scissor screen outside, and what it is, you get the receiver behind. As long as your receiver's out front, they match up and you get blocked, you can make big plays and let that guy with the ball run into the seam, and Jeremy Macklin's a perfect guy to run that ball once he catches it.
So Missouri very quickly from back at their own 16-yard line out to the 43 of K-State. Maclin a decoy. Jackson into the secondary. Will they get him? They've got an angle. And holds on to the football. Thought he would be blindsided and it would be punched out. But Jimmy Jackson is brought down by Ray Cheatham, saving the touchdown.
Well, when you match up outside with the receivers, and if you punch through with your tailback, which Jimmy Jackson is in this case, you get to the second level in a hurry. There's nobody there. Look at the hole that he has and what he has in front of him. There's nobody there, guys, and he's just running free down the football field. Excellent job. Watch the block here by Jones, the tight end. Get him some more room to run.
Washington to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Missouri. Touchdown number 16 on the season for Derek Washington.
Well, you see him coming back in the huddle and just taking the ball back to the outside and just going finding the hole, making something happen. And Derek Washington, I talked about his running ability for this football team, and you see that he's got great vision with it. does a nice job getting the ball in the end zone. Touchdowns are nothing new for Washington.
And an assist from his quarterback during the run in the process. Wolford never, ever has he missed an extra point in his Mizzou career. To think he came here on a diving scholarship. And Missouri's got it. 5th time in the first half. Only up by 7, and they have it at their own 35. Daniel flushed out. It'll be 2nd and 10. You can hear on the Kansas State sideline holding. They won't get to call in Campbell chasing him the defensive end.
That was excellent coverage by the Wildcats defensively. They took out every receiver for Chase Daniel, and he surveyed the field, but there was nowhere to throw the football. He had to take it down and run it and throw it away.
So Chase Daniel on the miss is now 5 of 11.
This don't sound right for Chase Daniel.
No, for a guy that's hit at that high percentage on the season. 74%. Running game's been more efficient, though, and that's about 8 yards for Derek Washington. And I bring that up. Before that run, Washington was 6 for 34. Jackson 2 for 33, and now it's 3rd and short.
Yeah, just an unbalanced formation here. You're going to take a look at the tailback getting up there, pulling the guard around. Excellent job of finding a hole inside, going to the weak side.
First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Save up to 70% on brand name products every day. Overstock.com. At home with the O. It'll be a little counter action. Big seal on the right side. Washington's got the first down, so in 2 carries, 15 more yards for Derek Washington. Derek Washington, you don't think of a running back with that many from Missouri. Too tall. Going to the tight end who's subbing tonight for Chase Kaufman. He's trying to get it to big Andrew Jones, 6'5", 6'6" target, a true freshman. Smithville, Missouri. And pick his brain as often as possible. And it went right to Washington on the direct snap. Didn't fool K-State. Needs 9. Middle of the field. Got it. And got the first down. It's complete.
Yeah.
Alexander pulls it in right at the marker. It'll be Washington. Big lane. And about 8 more for Derek. So they're not stopping the run. They need to stay with it. And Missouri going back to Washington as we check in with Emily Jones. Emily?
Well, guys, we've been talking about the fact that it is senior night here at Mizzou and a very special night for the family of Aaron O'Neal. Aaron was the Missouri football player who collapsed and died during a voluntary workout back in July of 2005. He would have been a member of this senior class. He never played a game for Mizzou, but made an immeasurable impact on this class and this program. The players have rotated wearing his number from week to week. Tonight it's William Moore, but this evening in a ceremony before the game, his father walked through to the applause of the fans and his teammates that he left behind. And so a very special night for the Missouri program, not only because it is senior night, but because of the impact left by Aaron O'Neal.
Yeah, we just saw Emily, his father, who was honored as well in memory of his son. Out on the field before the game as they honored all 23 seniors. And these are the guys, and tonight it's William Moore, the defensive back, who have worn number 25. And what a distinction for these guys, and what an honor for them to wear Aaron's number in their final year at Missouri.
And it shows the solidarity of this group. That's very much apparent in it, and it's a great way to remember a young man in Aaron Moore.
3rd and a couple of yards for Daniel. Man, touchdown saving tackle. Jared Perry pulled down by Blair Irvin. Where was the safety?
Well, you got one-on-one coverage, and you've got to take away the inside. Jared Perry gets the inside leverage there, and Irvin has to get a shoestring tackle. Watch Chase Daniel. He knows he's got one-on-one open. Take it to the inside and get 1 foot, 1 string if you can get it to get him down. Otherwise, that's a touchdown for Missouri.
Another young man out of Texas, Lamarck, Texas. Jared Perry on the catch. Little razzle-dazzle action. Fake it to Maclin. It doesn't fool anybody on the run by Washington. Reggie Walker, the outside backer, pulls him down. No gain. A senior from Sacramento doing an outstanding job. But Missouri, before that, had been very efficient on the ground. In fact, 29 snaps, Missouri 150 yards, and better than half of the 150 on the ground. It'll be a 2nd and 10. Washington staying in the backfield. Time for Daniel. And Nifty move, going to get to the marker. Great job on the catch. Tommy Saunders trying to make a miss, and he got very close to the first down, about a half-yard shy. I talked about him earlier, a guy that came here as a walk-on and is now in the top 10, 9th all-time in catches at Missouri, and has a chance to finish number 5.
Yes, big kid, 6 foot tall out there. Does a good job of catching it, trying to get to, needs to get to the 10-yard line, Joel, but going to come up, as you said, just a little bit short, bring up third to about a foot, and he's been a very good asset here and a great weapon for Chase Daniel to throw to.
Daniel up to 81 yards and counting. Washington will not make it.
Nice tackle.
Outstanding play by Moore out of the secondary.
He's a good player, Joel. I like him as a defensive back. I like how he tackles in space. He's a good defensive back for the Kansas State Wildcat defense, and he's around the football. Takes good inside-out leverage. Gets across the line of scrimmage so he can make a negative play, which he does there. And that's what you need on a defense. You need to be able to chance to make some negative plays and force a field goal attempt.
Wolford, who has only got 10 misses in his career. There are 2 blocks already on field goal tries for Kansas State. This is going to be a 32-yard attempt on its way. And Wolford does it again. Automatic for Missouri throughout his career. 6:33 left in the half and a 10-0 lead with Gary Finkel's squad on senior night in Columbia. So K-State, second consecutive start at their own 31 in possession of the first half. Brown buried immediately. So he's smothered as soon as he got the handoff. Darrell Rizzono, redshirt freshman, Jefferson City. Put him down at the 31. I was looking forward to seeing Lamar Brown because I have not seen Kansas State. 8 carries so far, 23 yards for the sophomore St. Louis.
He's been hobbled a little bit by injury, but he's back at full strength right now.
Freeman wants to run it. Adletting, good job by a big guy at 6'5". What an athlete. He's brought down by the backer, outside backer, Weatherspoon. But it looked like no gain at all for Josh Freeman.
Yeah, ran about 40 yards to get an 8-yard gain, but you see the athleticism from this quarterback, and big guy, 6'5", 250-pounder that can run around like this and get into the second level of the defense and make guys miss, break tackles. Excellent athlete.
That was not a design run. It was a design roll, but they do have a lot of runs in the playbook for him. It'll be third and a couple. There's a design quarterback drawn. It didn't take long. In short space, he's got a nice little burst.
Well,
first down. Quarterback counter. That was his call all the way. They kicked the shoe in the process, and no gain. In fact, maybe a loss. No, right at the original line. Ziggy Hood buried him. They pick up the blitz, and it's poked away at the last second. Good dive by the defensive back on that side.
Yeah, Justin
Garrett, the safety.
Good job breaking downhill on that ball. He sees the quarterback going to throw it outside on the out route, and Garrett comes underneath it with his inside arm and makes the play on the football.
Pocket collapses. He had to get rid of it in a hurry. Brown won't get close. So he's belted on the outside by Bridges. A senior from the Bay Area, from Richmond, California, playing his last game at home. And inside of 4 to play, K-State will punt it away once again.
You see the quarterback trying to throw it outside, and you break downhill, and Bridges making a tackle on Big Brown. Lamar Brown out of the backfield catching the football.
Maclin waits for the full Hague punt. He's into the breeze. It's in a swirling wind, but we saw it from the last punt. It hung up. They got it. You could see they busted it up the middle, blocked the punt. Missouri's got it. He didn't have a player that time. Ebner up the middle.
Well, he was very lackadaisical in my estimation, Joel, as far as how much time he has to get the football. No sense of urgency from the punter. Look at the time that he takes. Takes his time right there. Needs to have a little more sense of urgency to get that ball off, to not allow the pressure that comes up inside. And certainly there are some unblocked players. That Sulak getting that block? Curious. Striker Sulak, number 38, get that football.
32, is it? It's 32, Ebner.
Ebner, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was 38.
Yep, they got the block, and Missouri now with a short field, they'll have it at the K-State 42-yard line. First time they've had it in Kansas State territory to start a drive. Daniel, the middle screen, it's available. Look out, it's Maclin. Will they get him from behind? I don't think so. Touchdown, Missouri.
Joel, this has been a bread and butter play for Missouri all season long. Scissor screen inside to Jeremy Maclin, coming to the middle of the field, and he's got a lot of different ways to go. Watch the block outside there. The right guard does a good job getting him on the ground. Jeremy Maclin, with his speed, gets into the end zone.
And Barnes with the outstanding block. Sophomore from Marshall, Missouri. Wolford, extra point. And he's still perfect on his career. 164 out of 164 on extra points, but that's the story. The speed of Jeremy Maclin, a sophomore from St. Louis's Kirkwood High School, and at Mizzou, they're leading by 17. Maclin's back.
This is dangerous. Around midfield punting situation for Jeremy Maclin. Get a chance to get the ball in his hands.
Wobbler, can he take it on the fly? Yes, he will. He's got a wall on the outside. And making a miss inside the 40 and trips up inside the 35 at the 31. So 17-0 lead. Missouri's got it. A short field, and downstairs Emily Jones. Emily.
Well, guys, you talked about Josh Freeman, the Kansas State quarterback, and his prospects as an NFL quarterback. Well, Jeremy Maclin is also considering the NFL, but he says he will come back for his junior season unless he is assured that he will be a first-round pick. Now, a lot of people have him as a first-round pick, you know, people who are in the business of predicting those type of things. But he said he's going to evaluate it after the season, figure out where he might land, and then make his decision from there.
He's got the speed to play on Sundays. There's no question about that. But he is a third-year sophomore. So he's been on campus for 3 years. Middle of the field's available. Man, making a miss, Tommy Saunders. There's a great story that I read over the last few days about Saunders coming on his recruiting visit. His grandfather was with him, who passed away last January. And when they sat down, Andy Hill, the coach, sat down with him and said, "Tommy, we'd like you to be an invited preferred walk-on, an opportunity to gain a scholarship, but you're a walk-on to start." And his grandfather was just a tad upset, to say the least. Corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Jeremy Maclin.
And that little vertical route, you take it to the corner. Chase Daniel knows he's got his receiver breaking to the outside and throws it up there high and outside, and a vertical leap there. And excellent job of concentration to bring the ball down.
To attempt the extra point for Mizzou.
Perfect throw by Chase Daniel. And now Wolford for the point after. 24-0. Very quickly for Missouri with 90 seconds left in the half.
I think those NFL guys have some scouting to do, trying to see if they can get him to come out. Interesting if he will make that decision, but that's an excellent catch, and he's one of the best, not only in the Big 12, but one of the best in the country.
A little over 6 feet, about 6'1".
And speed, Joel. He's got speed to burn. He's 4'3" guy all the way. So.
And now as Bridges was headed to the end zone, but he forgot to take the football. It'll be 2nd and 10. Lamarck Brown will bring up 3rd and about 5. Does Missouri want to stop the clock with a minute 14 and running? They're already up 24. They have 2 timeouts remaining. And a 3rd down coming up for Freeman.
That's an interesting call. They'd have potentially a decent amount of time to work with in field position. But they're allowing the clock to run. Kansas State going to take all the time down now, so just to be sure here.
What Gary Finkel, and I'll get to that thought, about it, seniors was emphatic about more than anything else. The one thing, and we'll get to it after this 3rd down and 5. Pressure. And will the tight end get there? Yes. Mastery breaks the tackle. He's got a 1st down out to the 47-yard line. Gary Finkel was emphatic when he looked at the 2 of us yesterday. He goes, every one of these seniors, whether it's December or May, will graduate.
That's exactly right.
Boy, was he, and he was real. There was an exclamation point at the end of the conversation on that one. He's been consistent, but he's been much more vocal about certain things now. because they have the facilities.
He's confident. They've done some things.
They can recruit against the other schools. So Freeman's been fortunate. Otherwise, it could be a lot worse off than 24-0. Straight four-man rush, so he's got time. He won't get the first down, and there's going to be a late hit on the quarterback. And I believe it was Chavis.
Foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 48. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
This is a couple of weeks ago. In fact, in the Texas game, so he's missed some time. That was thrown. It had to be a little bit wider. He's going to be kicked. He wanted Deion Murphy. 2nd and 10 to the Missouri 34. Here comes the heat from the backside. Got rid of it, though, in time. And close to a first down is wide receiver Ernie Pierce. So they'll stop the clock. He couldn't get out of bounds with 9 seconds left. Now down by 24. 3rd and a couple for Josh Freeman. Blitz coming off the edge. Freeman single coverage and overshoots his man. He was going for Pierce again.
They're trying to get the wheel route there to the outside and get him down the sideline, but throws it out there deep, and if he can catch it, fine, but no one else can. So still, you get an opportunity here to put the ball on the ground and see if the young man can kick it through for you.
It's going to be, again, about a 43-yard attempt right at the spot, and they put it closer to the, it'll be 43. Roskin, the senior from San Diego, transferred from the University of Ohio, the Bobcats. So it should be the final snap, and on its way, he gets into it, and he's got it. So Kansas State going into the locker room with at least some points on the board on the 43-yard field goal by Roskin. Yeah, and yesterday when we talked to Gary Pinkel, we kept bringing up the word when we talked about Chase Daniel. He said he's a winner. We addressed that yesterday with the quarterback of the Tigers, Chase Daniel.
I think a winner has all these different attributes. I think the biggest one is leadership. You got to have leadership within the team, and you got to be able to go out there and say, hey, I'm going to get this done, and y'all follow me, and you know, I'm going to make y'all the best players y'all can possibly be, no matter the circumstances, no matter what. And it's an attitude. It's not a cockiness. It's a confidence that you have to have. It's a swagger that you have to have. That you know, the other teammates see you doing that, and then it rubs off on them, and it rubs off on the whole team.
Daniel with a long throw that will not net the first down. Tommy Saunders bringing it in, put down by Joshua Moore. But being a leader, that's exactly what he's been for this program.
You know, we were talking to Chase about, you know, what his potential might be for playing on Sundays perhaps. And, you know, I feel like that he's a quarterback that a team can build around. And he's a winner. He's a leader. He's a guy that can run your offense. He's a guy that goes out there and he'll take the hits, he'll take the punishments. Will he definitely play on Sundays? Well, that's yet to be determined. But I think he definitely should get an opportunity. If there's a team that's willing, that wants a winner, wants a football player, he's a guy that I think you could build around.
The line drive picked up by Banks. Well, we just heard from Chase Daniel. Now, why don't we go over to the head coach and his thoughts on the guy that has led him so well, as Gary Pinkel discusses his quarterback.
The biggest thing I think of Chase Daniel, I think he's a winner. I mean, he's the most accurate throw I've ever seen. He's almost averaging 78% in a career at this level, you know, in a Big 12 at the University of Missouri. But he's such a battlefield commander. He is a winner, and I always remember that. He's a guy that you know, you take all the stats, all those are fine, but bottom line, he wants to win.
Middle of the field available. It's the tight end, Mastrud, as he's got a first down on a big catch. So the third catch of the night for Jaron Mastrud.
This is something a little bit different. You catch Missouri here in a little bit of a pressure defense and get your tight end in the middle of the field. Nobody accounting for him there until he gets to the second level, and the deep safety's the only one making the tackle.
I want to get back to that thought on Chase Daniel from his head coach, Gary Pinkel. Now, beautiful play call. And deception by Freeman as he's got another first down inside the 30, down to the 28. When you bring in a guy like Chase Daniel, and we'll get to that in just a moment.
Now here's Josh Freeman. Now, this guy's 6'6", 250 pounds, and safeties, they're going to go low on him. They're not going to stand up and take the punishment from that big guy.
Going to be a first down for K-State inside the 28. The Deepest penetration since their second series of the game. Another quarterback call. Man, what a move. Josh Freeman gets past Garrett with a real nifty shift. About 3 yards beyond the line.
I think Ron Prince went in the halftime and said, you know what, Josh, you're going to be a tailback coming out here in the third quarter. These are tailback-type moves that he's got here, going through the hole and making people miss in the hole and then just running through tacklers. Hey, that's a man right there.
He's got a first down on a couple of runs. Big kid. We always talk about linebackers, tight ends. Well, he's 6'6", 250. Lamar Brown breaks the tackle from behind the line. It looked like it was going to be no gain on the carry. He's got it down to the 11. This is the deepest penetration of the entire game for Kansas State.
4 to the 11. Second down.
I look like, here's talk about Josh Freeman, all his numbers here. He's all-time leader in passes and completions and the all-time all-purpose yardage leader. I remember seeing him as a freshman and how youthful he looked in his face. It was like having fun out there, and you've seen him kind of grow up for the last 2 or 3 years and really turned into one heck of a college football player.
K-State started back at their own 34. Available underneath. Brandon Banks going for the marker. And he's short by less than a yard for a first and goal situation. It'll be third and about a yard. Garrett's over there on the coverage with Chavis.
Haven't gotten the ball a lot to Brandon Banks, but certainly when he gets the ball in his hands, he's the guy that they feel like they can make something happen. He's quick, he's elusive. It's his first year at the program, junior college transfer, but nearing 1,000 yards in receiving in the season.
Freeman dives, he's in. Touchdown, Kansas State. He deserved it the way he ran that offense.
He really did. He was the workhorse on that drive, bringing the ball down the field, utilizing his legs and his arm to get his Kansas State Wildcat team into the end zone against the Tigers.
So a 6-yard touchdown run by Josh Freeman.
Good job blocking, coming around, getting Witherspoon out of the way, and he's got to go through one tackle there, and he does so.
It's a 6-play, 66-yard drive. And Kansas State with 25 seconds left in the third, trying to make a game of it. And they're only down by 17 now with the extra point. 15-plus minutes left in regulation. Here's the heat. Somebody's available. It's Maclin. And he gets 9 on what's going to be the final snap of the third. But Daniel sure took a pop at the end of the play.
He took a big hit there. There's no doubt about that.
Short as Maclin takes a direct snap. And there goes Maclin. Look out. He's gone. Jeremy Maclin on cue. Touchdown, Missouri.
Missouri, Jeremy Maclin.
Well, Chase Daniel took a shot there at the end of the third quarter. Came out of the ball game. Well, let's go ahead and get this snap at Jeremy Maclin. Let him run the show. And what does he do? Take it around the right edge. And when he hit the seam and it's a little bit of a hole, you might as well look out. Turn right here. You can stop it right there because there's going to be nobody going to catch him when he gets through that hole. Good night.
You better pray he stays. Maclin, 56 yards on the carry. Wolford with the extra point.
Just an easy little night for Jeremy Maclin.
And all he does is go back on kicks and punts. It's a shame they don't try to get him enough touches. Freeman, he better get a touch on that. Chavis on his back. And almost a turnover inside their own 15. So somewhat of an uneven game for Missouri, yet they're up by 24. I'm talking about from an offensive standpoint.
And you don't want to continue to have those problems happen. Give the Tigers short field again. And
a loss of 10 on the mistake. Inside of 8 to play. Design roll for Freeman coming back the other way, and I like the call. It'll be Christopher tracking him down. But a good gain across the 20 out to the 23. Short of the first down by about 7. So a little misdirection in that.
Yeah, you put yourself in a tough situation going first and 20 there from getting backed up. So now you, second and 20. Now you have a third and 7, third and 8. That 10-yard gain.
Good manageable call and a situation. And he wasn't ready for that snap. Mizzou's got it. Boy, oh boy. Josh Freeman was coming up to say something to his line, his center, and Ziggy Hood covers it. But Bedore had snapped it right into his chest.
Yeah, he was talking to Jordan Bedore there after the play coming off the field. He's not ready. Josh Freeman's walking up here, and Bedore hits him right on the shoulder pads, and Ziggy Hood said, hey, look what I found.
So the Tigers come back out offensively.
And here they are with that short field I just talked about.
And the Tigers are going with another Chase Patton. Their backup quarterback, the senior, and a local guy here in Columbia.
And before the game with the announcements, he got a pretty good ovation by the crowd here. He's a fan favorite.
Jimmy Jackson make it Patton. He dummied it. Nice play by Patton. And Jimmy Jackson sells it on the left side. He takes it the other way, and almost 10 yards. He does have 10 for the first down.
This is a zone replay. You fake it to Jackson, get the guard and tackle coming around. Nope, I got it here, right up the middle.
That's a big quarterback. 6'5", 225 pounds. So he shows the decent wheels, good numbers. And now first and 10 inside the 14. Try to get some snaps behind Chase Daniel. Middle screen, Jared Perry. And breaking tackles, he's in. Touchdown, Missouri.
Jared Perry, touchdown.
Now, turning turnovers into points is what good football teams do, and that's exactly what Missouri does here, even with their backup quarterback in the game. Good job of pitch and catch. Talked about that as one of the keys here. Jared Perry taking a nice ball from Patton.
And what they love so much about it is, and you can see what it means to these guys, Patton is a senior.
Yes.
And to get on the field, your last game at home, in your hometown no less. We get ready for the final minute 25 of tonight's Polaris Ranger, hardest working player. Well, he did everything. Scored by way of the pass, scored on the ground on a running play, almost scored on a kickoff return. As only the kicker was back, and look out, there goes the little guy we've been talking about. Inside the 30, Brandon Banks, and he will go the distance for Kansas State. We talked about it at the very top of the telecast, a home run threat for them, and he finally broke free.
Well, this is kind of what you expect from Jeremy Maclin, just making a play like this. Brandon Banks with a lot of speed. Ron Prince told us, hey, this guy can motor, he can run. That track speed.
Bonds out of Patterson, Louisiana, and another senior they're getting on the field to potentially get a touch in his last home game. The onside kick, though, man, it's a loose ball, and Kansas State has it.
They've got it. Bounced off a helmet or a shoulder pad and rolled forward.
So the Wildcats, Aubrey Quarles covers it, who you just mentioned.
A little squib kick there. Bounces off one of the Tigers and right back to him.
Came off Brandon Giroux, the wide receiver. So Quarles gets it, Kansas State. After the long touchdown by Banks, will take it to their own 42. They want to get as many snaps out of the game as possible, and you can't blame them for that. So Carson Kaufman picked off earlier in the contest by Rutland. He's got Gold in the backfield, and he's got some time. Middle of the field, it's complete. Quarles takes it in. The junior from Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah, might as well go ahead and continue to strike down the field and little play action pass, get Quarles in the seam of the defense.
Well, Kansas State came into the game 4-5, and their goal, 2 more wins out of their last 3 games just to get to 6 to become bowl eligible. So at the end of the night, they're going to be 4-6 as they look ahead. Now they've got to go 2 for 2. It'll be underthrown with the heat coming in the face of Kaufman. Kaufman doing a good job. And down to the 10 he goes. Will be close to first and goal. Kaufman swings it out quickly to Banks. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 5, close to the 4. So 41-17 game. 24-point differential.
24 points. Just a few short seconds ago, it was 17.
Gold stays in the backfield with Kaufman. Corner, he's got his man, and good grab, Banks. Touchdown, Kansas State. Perfect throw by Carson Kaufman, the sophomore, Kansas City. And Brandon Banks, junior college transfer, Bakersfield College, California.
Closing that gap still. And get a chance to get in within 7 or, excuse me, 17 points.
7 and you've got a story.
Yeah.
New math.
Yeah, it's that new math.
Guys, thank you. Coach Pinkel, I don't think this one started the way you liked or ended the way you liked, but in the middle was good, and the end result is all you wanted.
Yeah, for one, defense played great the whole night. I think they gave up 211 yards and 10 points. So put our backups in, didn't do a very good job, and at times offensively we were off a little bit. But overall, it was a great win. We're 8-2 now, as we want to be, and get ready for Iowa State next week.
23 seniors played their final game here at home. How special is that to you?
Well, they've won more games in the 4-year period of time than any team in the history of University of Missouri, and we get another win. They'll average 9 the last 4 weeks, and so they're the best. Man, I love them, and they're all going to graduate by May too. So they're just a great group of kids.
How emotional was it too to see the father of Aaron O'Neal come out before the game and know that this was the class that he was a part of and had such a huge impact on?
Well, his memory will always live here at Missouri, and we dedicated those 3 or 4 years all to him. And it was so awesome to see his father here and walk out there and take that applause from him. It meant a lot to me.
So many seniors have made such an impact, but you've got to talk about Chase Daniel. He's been the face of this program, and he really has turned things around. How sad is it going to be to see him play his last game here now that you have, and to see him go ultimately?
Well, that's always difficult. That's always tough. But I think the most important thing is that most teams that win at a high level have good quarterbacks. So this isn't unusual. He's made his mark. There's going to be somebody behind him to hopefully continue to work. But, without a question, he's one of the best I've ever seen.
Coach, congratulations on the win. We'll see you next week. You can do it again next week?
That's good.
Okay, next week at Iowa State, it'll be even colder.